Tidbits from TNT, Friday morning, October 25, 2024. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Tishwash. Waiting to be sent. Oil and gas law on the government discussion table. Member of the Parliamentary Oil, Gas and Resources Committee, Kazem Al-Taka, confirmed today, Thursday, that the draft oil and gas law is awaiting approval within the Council of Ministers, indicating that the joint committees between the federal government and the regional government are continuing their work to decide on the law. Al-Taka told Al-Maluma agency, "There are controversial articles that hinder sending the draft oil and gas law to the House of Representatives," noting that the draft is still in the government's possession. He added that the oil and gas law is still on the government's discussion table, noting that the relevant committees are continuing their meetings in the hope of reaching an agreement on the controversial articles. He stressed that there is a common vision between the governments of Baghdad and the region to complete the oil and gas law file and send it to the House of Representatives. Tishwash. China's rise in Iraq's energy sector, from newcomer to dominant player. While Iraqi leaders consistently emphasize the importance of Western investment in their energy sector, their actions instead are increasing Iraq's dependence on Chinese markets and oil firms. Executive summary. Chinese energy companies emerged as dominant players in the Iraqi oil ministry's May licensing rounds to auction 29 oil and gas blocks, securing 10 out of 13 oil and gas blocks. Shell was the only Western international oil company to participate, and it did not win any bids. Other Western and U.S. international oil companies showed no interest in bidding, despite improved fiscal terms of the contracts. The resounding success of Chinese firms underscores a significant shift, solidifying Beijing's already strong position in Iraq's energy landscape, and presenting a substantial challenge to Washington's strategic position in the region. The increasing Chinese dominance comes amid a seemingly contradictory development. In April, Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed al-Sudani signed numerous memorandums of understanding with U.S. energy companies, particularly focusing on gas development and power generation. This focus aligns with Washington's strategic goals of diminishing Iran's political influence in Iraq and, by extension, blunting China's push to dominate Iraq's hydrocarbon sector. The stark contrast between the memorandums of understanding signed by U.S. companies and the contracts awarded to China demonstrates a significant mismatch between the aspirations of Washington and the realities of the investment environment in Iraq. Tishwash. MP. The 2025 budget cannot be passed without sending the final accounts for the past 2 years. The Parliamentary Finance Committee announced the date for the arrival of the 2025 budget tables to the House of Representatives, which will be at the beginning of next year. In turn, the Ministry of Finance indicated the possibility of collecting 3 trillion dinars per month during the coming period, and that the Finance Committee called on the government to enhance non-oil revenues and ensure the achievement of financial targets to avoid any economic imbalances. In the same context, member of the Economy, Industry and Trade Committee Yasser Al-Husseini confirmed that it is not possible to approve the 2025 budget without obtaining final accounts for the previous budgets. Al-Husseini told Iraq Observer that it is not possible for the council to approve any measure coming from the government, noting that the current government differs from previous governments because one of its most prominent goals is to improve the current economic reality by fighting corruption in any form and under any circumstances. He added that Parliament is waiting for the final accounts of the 2023 and 2024 budgets to be sent, after which the 2025 budget will be considered for approval, noting that if a budget is submitted to the House of Representatives without the final accounts, this is considered an aspect of corruption. So the House of Representatives refuses to receive a budget without the final accounts tables for the past 2 years. He continued that the committee is closely following up on how the budget funds are distributed, to ensure that they are used effectively to serve citizens and enhance the national economy, and ways to increase government revenues by developing the tax and customs system will be discussed from time to time. Tishwash. Establishment of the Iraqi Money Changers Syndicate in Baghdad, and Al-Tay as its president. In a move that is the first of its kind in Iraq, the establishment of the Iraqi Money Changers Syndicate was announced today, Wednesday, and the election of Dia Al-Tay as its president, to lift the injustice against the owners of money exchange offices and companies and secure their rights. The Eurida platform attended the founding conference of the union at the Mansur Melia Hotel in central Baghdad, which was held by a group of owners of exchange offices and financial companies, and attended by a number of parliamentarians, including the head of the Parliament's Investment Committee, Hassan al-Khafaji, and a member of the Finance Committee, Hussein Moons, in addition to businessmen. The election of Dia al-Tay as the head of the Iraqi Money Changers Syndicate took place in a clear and fair manner in front of those present, in a step that is the first of its kind to bring together most of the companies and money changers in a syndicate to present ideas, communicate with each other, and crystallize their positions with the Iraqi government. This is what al-Tay emphasized, that the establishment step had been under study for some time. And today this idea has matured and crystallized with the establishment of the Iraqi Money Changers Syndicate. The attending representatives, most notably Hassan al-Khafaji and Hussein Moons, supported the idea of establishing it in a speech they delivered during the conference, indicating that the parliamentary committees support this legal regulatory path, stressing that this step is important for direct communication through legal paths with the Central Bank of Iraq, Iraqi banks, and those concerned from exchange companies to deal with each other regarding the local market. The representatives promised to communicate and support this idea, which will open broad horizons between the Iraqi government and the private sector, which includes exchange companies represented by the Iraqi Exchange Union. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.